right now. I want to welcome to the program Holly Fisher. Holly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Good. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. All right. So, did you ever think you'd be compared to a terrorist, Holly?
That is not something that I ever thought would happen to me, no.
Yeah, I would imagine not. So tell me about how this picture came to be. This picture of you holding a rifle. I would not say clinging bitterly, because you don't look bitter
No,
in
I
the
wasn't
picture.
feeling very bitter when I took the picture. Well, I did the picture at Hobby Lobby the day of the ruling, just with the Chick-fil-A cup and my pro-life shirt. And I got, backlash from that. And a lot of people said that their biggest complaint was that I needed a gun or I needed a Bible or a flag or whatever. So then on the 4th, we put the flag back up that morning. And I was like, you know what? I just thought I would just take the picture and put it out there. I don't know. I pretty much just wanted to show people that, this is America, and people are trying to tell me that I'm, wanting to restrict people's freedoms and stuff for supporting Hobby Lobby. And I just wanted to show people that whatever you want to say about me online, it's just, I don't know. I don't even know really what to say.
Well, Holly, here's the thing. I just find it fascinating that, here are two real human beings. I know, internet memes are I don't know. It's one thing, I guess, if it's, awkward ocelot or something, like that. But here are two real human beings. One of them is, without a doubt, a terrorist. We know this for a fact, right?
Right.
And then there's you, Holly. And I don't think the world knows who you are. I think you were just, convenient to whoever progressive, came up with this meme. To try to paint you as part of, the Christian terrorist left, the new fundamentalist Christian Taliban.
Right. I think
so
people see
what
that
I want to ask, well, I just want to ask Holly, who are you? Can you tell us a little about yourself? I know you live in Charleston, West Virginia.
I'm a mom. I'm a wife. A daughter. I'm just an average, everyday American, just a normal person. And I think when people see a picture of someone online, they don't agree with you or they think I'm crazy, it's like they forget I'm a person, because they just see this picture online and someone says one mean thing and it's everyone just it's just the attacks have been crazy. It's an American flag, it's a Bible, constitutional rights, that's pretty much everything that's in the picture. And people want to compare me to someone who hates all of that, who hates everyone who lives in this country. It's just, I don't understand the logic. I don't understand how these thoughts even, come to people's minds.
And I'd say it's even worse than that, Holly, because they're willing to attack you, right? When was it seems to me like these folks who are willing to attack you really aren't vociferously anti White Widow. They're not spending a lot. I don't see them spending a lot of time talking about the evils of Islamic fundamentalism.
No, I haven't
right?
heard
I hear them
anyone
spend a lot of time talking about
the actual terrorists.
That's the thing. I think a lot of these people think that Chick-fil-A is worse than Al-Qaeda. Or at least they're more willing to attack Chick-fil-A. And I think, Holly, in large part, that's because ultimately these folks are cowards.
I agree.
So they're not willing to confront, I don't think they're willing to confront evil. I think they are willing to confront what they find distasteful here.
Right. I
and
think
that would
right
be
now,
you
the liberal
and me.
path that America is on, I think it's easier to attack my type of views, conservative views, just because, it seems just to be the thing to do right now.
Well, among some people.
Right, that's what I mean. I'm talking about these people. It's one big group of, I really don't know how to describe them.
A collective would, yeah, I think that would work. So I got to ask you because you're online. You've got 34,107 followers as of right now. And by the way, I'm one of them, and you're following me, and thank you very much for that. But there are people, Holly. There are people with their own radio shows and their own TV shows who don't have as many followers as you. So I got to ask, why? What is the deal here? How do you have such a large social presence for just a mom? Are you secretly funded by the Koch brothers, Holly? Are you a secret Koch plant?
No, I have not been planted by the Koch brothers, but I think people just appreciate the fact that I don't stoop to the level of these weak-minded, cowardly people who just attack and attack and attack. And I don't let them get under my skin, and they don't silence me. And I just think it's refreshing for some people to maybe see someone who can hold their own against the nastiness of this, like you said, collective.
What made you? When did you get on Twitter?
I started on Twitter right before the 2012 election.
What made you get politically active? And were you getting Was that when you got politically active as well?
I don't remember a time when I wasn't interested in like politics and what was going on. I mean, even as a kid. But I mean, I'm in West Virginia. I don't know who keeps up with that, but right now, like, things are not going well here, and I'm like, somebody needs to do something. Everyone talks about, this needs done and that needs done, but I just feel like somebody actually needs to, like, stand up and try to do something, because, like, I'm worried about the future of, like, my kids' future, my grandkids' future, because the way things are going, I feel like they don't have, like, many options and opportunities ahead for them. So I just decided that somebody needs to do something.
Do you? Let me ask you this: Are you a lockstep Republican, Holly?
I mean, how do you mean that?
Are you a? How on a scale of 1 to 10, let's say, how would you say the Democrats are doing?
I guess you could put me as a lockstep Republican, going by that.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you say Republicans are doing?
I'm not
wondering,
impressed
are
right
you
now with the Republican leadership, so I'm not going to like be like a John Boehner loyalist right now. Like, I'm not impressed with really either parties right now, but when it comes to like the conservative values that I feel like could be there, like, I like to view myself more as a conservative more so than a Republican.
Okay, but the party is the vehicle. Let's say.
Right. I mean, I support the Republican Party. Like, my biggest issue mostly is pro-life issues. I would never like vote or support anyone who supports abortion. That's just what I'm most passionate about. So I mean, I'm not impressed right now with the leadership that the Republicans have, but I mean, I'm pretty hardcore, I guess, when it comes to choosing party sides.
So you're there in West Virginia, and thankfully beyond the Beltway. And I have to say, I love West Virginia. It's one of my favorite states. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
But it's a state that is desperately poor. Has been for a long time. It's got a lot of problems, as you say. And you guys in West Virginia have been hearing politicians say for decades that things are going to get better. And the war on poverty in the 1960s. I mean, that was one of the big aims was to eradicate poverty in Appalachia. And we saw how well that big government program worked. I'm curious, what do you think West Virginia needs from Washington? Is it to be left alone? Is it grants as opposed to government programs? What would you like to see?
Well, when it comes to being left alone, right now we've got all the new EPA stuff that's going to be starting. Like, we're like coal keeps West Virginia running. And we've got the politicians here like Nick Rahal, who supported like the carbon taxes and stuff like that. And when all of these new regulations really take effect, like that will do West Virginia in. And I just feel like the EPA, I feel like they just need to back off and let us do what we do here. I mean, we've had Democrats running the state for over 80 years. And I don't understand how people haven't seen yet that, like, it is not working. We are literally last place in every category. And I think that we just need to be left alone. I think people need to stop paying attention to the Democrat, the Republican, voting the party line, and realize that what's happening here is not working, and we really need to fix things and try something new.
We're talking with Holly Fisher from Charleston, West Virginia. And, you know, again, Holly, I just thought it was important that you actually get to be heard. I figure if you're going to be an internet meme, you know, I want to make sure that people actually have a chance to know a little bit about you. But I've got to ask you, getting back to this internet meme. Mm-hmm. You know, look, you must have seen the worst of the internet, I'm sure, over the past couple of days with all kinds of jackasses saying all kinds of awful things. But have you also seen the best of the internet? Have you seen people come out and support you and stand behind you?
Oh, yeah. I would say for every person that I've had, like, calling me a name or giving threats and all that stuff, I've had 50 or maybe even 100 or more supporters coming in with, like, messages and telling me there was a hashtag last night on Twitter, like, I stand with Holly, and people were putting, like, why and sending me those messages. So I think the support outweighs the negativity, but of course, like, so much of that is going to stand out. It's going to weigh on a person. But the support definitely has been overwhelming, and it's like I just appreciate it so much.
Any regrets? Would you take the picture again?
You know, I don't have any regrets because, yes, it's caused an uproar, but I think it's also, we've got this, the liberals like to toe this war on women that the GOP have, and I think this has really shown the true colors of the left side that are calling me the most terrible things you can imagine because I'm standing in front of an American flag with a gun and a Bible. And, I mean, I've never seen conservatives talk. I mean, I know there are people on both sides that aren't, like, we both have people on our side that have issues, but I've never seen conservatives speak to liberals or treat other people the way that the left has treated me over this picture.
And I gotta say, this wasn't really your first time dealing with something like this, right? I mean,
no, not at all.
You had tweeted about how Obamacare is actually affecting your family.
Right, yes.
And you got a lot of hate over that.
Yes, when my daughter is 10 months old, almost 11 months old, and she has to see a cardiologist due to a condition she was born with. And due to all the new regulations going in, like, we lost that cardiologist, and she had to miss an appointment while we were trying to get things figured out and find. There are not very many pediatric cardiologists around here. So I kind of vented about it, not really expecting it to pick up much. And people started saying, like, they wish that she would just die because that's one more conservative underling the world doesn't have to worry about. I mean, people saying awful things. It's easier to attack me and my baby rather than admit. Like, they've invested so much emotionally into Obamacare and, like, Obama's the savior of America. It's easier for them to attack than to admit that maybe Obamacare wasn't the best idea for America.
That is just, that is amazing. And, you know, I got to say, Holly, I really applaud you because, you know, look, it would be very easy to greet that ugliness with ugliness.
Right.
And you don't. And so I appreciate that because I don't think that's how we win by becoming as awful as what we see being directed at people like yourself. And I know that it takes a lot. But I admire you for your grace and for how you've handled this. And I gotta say as well before we let you go, one of our friends here, Heather, who runs 1 Million Moms Against Gun Control, and is also a West Virginia resident, says that she would love to talk with you. Would love for me to put in a good word for you, meeting her in the organization. So I will do that because I think that you guys would get along great.
Okay, great. That sounds like something I would definitely be interested in helping out with.
Well, listen, Holly, I appreciate you coming on the program, and I hope we can have you back again. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you giving me a voice, putting a voice to the meme.
Absolutely. It's the least we can do. Holly, thank you. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you.